Hello again, America. John Christopher McInerney. Mac, back with you again. What we've been doing through the Mac Plan Part 1 through 5 being the short version, is discussing things that haven't been discussed with the candidates or discussed enough or in detail enough. How it all started, I always like to challenge myself. Before the candidates come out, before I'm influenced by the candidates, I always put my thoughts together. Once the candidates start to step out, and in this case, when Scott Walker had just stepped out into the race, I stopped and put my work away because I don't want to be influenced by the other candidates. What I started to do back in 2013 into 14 and slightly into 15 was to track the news, to collect all of the things that have been affecting us as citizens, attacks against rights, liberties, and freedoms, which I am big against, to show the vibe, what has been happening, what we need to be working on. Now, after watching Donald rise through all of those candidates, what seemed to happen is we lost some things. Now you might find 1 or 2 or 3 things on my board that were touched upon by some of the candidates. What happened is, it was such a chaotic situation with so many individuals involved, we lost some things. So once Donald won and stepped out as the GOP nominee, we never got a chance to hear in these 3 current debates between Donald and Hillary as to their thoughts on what has been going on with this current administration in a lot of those areas that I point out on the MAC board. Now, it's really not fair for us not to be heard with real, genuine issues that are affecting all of our lives. They should be addressed. The media is blocking it. I've been reaching out to them ever since I put the MAC Plan Part 1 and 2 on. Weeks later, I still don't have any feedback. I'm not hearing from anything. So what does that mean? We're blocked out. So the only place you can hear it is this YouTube video. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on Twitter. I don't have any other social media outlets. That's the only place I felt I could put it. Now, I don't believe that I love my country any more than those previous candidates. I don't feel that I'm smarter than those previous candidates. But what I absolutely have done by putting together the MAC plan is show that I did more homework. I put it together. I spent more time thinking about the needs, what we need the most. They're not going to like me saying that too much. But if you watch the MAC Plan Part 5 short version, 18 minutes, I'll put that 18 minutes against any one of those other candidates that were on that stage. It really shows well, and I'm really proud of myself. The fact that it was all done before they even had a chance to start speaking. Really proud of that. Now recently, at this second debate between Donald and Hillary, listening to Donald speak about that foreign money was practically like an endorsement from him. We've never met, we've never spoken, he never influenced my thoughts, and I never influenced his thoughts. But to hear him speak like that, wow, that made me feel great. Unbelievable, couldn't believe it. So, what I'd like to work on today, besides this media problem that we have, which is gigantic, far bigger than I ever thought, is to help encourage everybody out there. And what I like to do is just remind everybody of a few things that didn't get mentioned in today's speech. I just listened to that Gettysburg Address from Donald. 2 things that I think are very important that I didn't hear in that speech today. One is the fact that he used his own money. We are in a terrible crisis as a country, with the media controlling what's going on and the Democratic Party in just complete corruption right now, using terrible tactics, unprofessional, unethical. We need to end all that. We really do. We need to end all that. what I'd like to do is just first start by let's point out how supportive Melania has been to Donald through this entire thing. All right? Unbelievable. Gave a great speech, even though she's not getting a lot of credit for that. She's been great speech, been very supportive. And how about those kids? Have they shown well or what? Unbelievably well, I think. Incredible job. Incredible. All of you did an incredible job. What a measure of a candidate. To look at his children and how well they speak. The pride shows through their eyes. You could just see it, how proud they are of their father. And that is what I'd like you to think about when you're weighing these terrible things that got brought up to try to cut Donald down weeks before an election. Where were those issues when he was winning the GOP nomination? I mean, if they were truly genuine, which I believe they're not, if they were genuine, who could have held back? Who could have sat back and watched that happen as he continued to win and take the GOP? It's just not believable. And I hope none of you are fooled by that. It's obviously a tactic used to spin away all these terrible things that are coming out with the WikiLeaks. Now, one thing I don't want to do is spend any time talking about former First Lady Hillary Clinton. I'm not going to do it. If you want to hear all the terrible things from her career to her decisions, you're going to have to look to the news for that. It's not going to come from me. What I am doing is trying to get everybody and encourage everybody to vote for Trump. Trump and Pence. And I hope everybody got a chance to see that vice presidential debate and how well Governor Pence handled himself. Was he cool or what? Now those are the kind of individuals that we need in that White House. Now, from the Gettysburg Address today, not directly, but indirectly, I heard some of what is on my board coming through in his speech today. And I really believe wholeheartedly that he is the candidate that's going to be the best direction for our country. And I hope everybody gets out there and votes for Trump and Pence, because absolutely we need to turn this country around. And Democrats, I hope you can appreciate this, because no one's asking you, no one, especially myself, to compromise your values. But you need to send a message that you're tired of the corruption. You're tired of the dirty tactics and the dirty politics. You need to send a message to your party that, you know what? You got to clean up your act. And Trump and Pence have been nothing but professional. The Republican Party has been nothing but professional. And you need to acknowledge that. And you need to think about the best direction, not only for this country, but your family and your children. And I believe they have exactly what it takes. So I'm asking everybody out there, please, go vote. Vote for Trump, vote for Pence. They're going to do it. And as far as this media problem, which is incredible, far more incredible than I ever realized, get the buzz on. Get the buzz on. Start sending some of these things to them. Send the MAC plan to them for me, because they don't want to hear it from me anymore. I've already done that. You need to do it. We need to be able to talk about genuine issues in this country. And when they're being blocked, we have a crisis. And it's far greater than I ever expected. So please, do it. Do it out there. Send it to them. Let them know that we're tired of it. Let's try to turn it around, because it's the only chance we have to do it. They're not going to do it for us without us making it happen. So it's time for us to do that, for us to play our part and be involved. Now, in all fairness, I've spoken about some very difficult decisions that I don't agree with the president. I've also discussed the terrible pressure that I believe that is his responsibility that has been dividing this nation, creeping through all of the departments and agencies in our government. And it needs to end. It needs to stop. But President Obama, I know you're going to hear about this at some point. So please, from Mac, know that I am incredibly fair, and I am more than willing and more than happy to do a charity event if it makes you feel better, okay? When maybe it's golf, because I know you love golf. I haven't golfed in decades. But if you gave me an opportunity where I could tie a hole or win a hole that we get to change one of those things on the Mac board, if you gave me that opportunity, I would be a sport, knowing full well that I'm going to lose the game going into it. I would be there to support the charity. I want all the proceeds to go to the charity. And if I have that opportunity, just that little morsel of opportunity to get something turned around, because it's never too late, President Obama. Maybe you'll hear this, and maybe, just maybe, hearing it from Mac, being completely professional and as respectful as possible, because I do respect you as the president, and I do respect our First Lady and our former First Ladies, and all of our former presidents and individuals. I hope you would do that. I don't expect it, but I'm happy to do it, because if we're not willing to reach out to the other side to listen to them, how are we ever going to get through some of this mess, this quagmire that we find ourselves with up there, you know, between Congress and everything going on? We need to be able to be open to listen to the other side. I'm willing to do that, and I'm willing to be a sport in the process. And I totally expect to have all sorts of fun with me. You know, Michelle's going to forget my left-handed clubs. No problem, no problem. Okay, I'll use right-handed ones upside down. And that's when Secret Service will step in and say, whoa, wait a minute, Mac. Remember that whole thing you talked about, the cable boxes? We didn't like that. Matter of fact, here's a hacky sack for you. All right, no problem. I'll be a sport. Whoa, that was my generation. Hey, I'll do whatever it takes as long as I get the opportunity to get one of those things turned around. I'll do it. I'll be happy to do it. So please, everybody, know out there that Mac is only trying to get things accomplished, get our country in a positive direction, and I absolutely believe the Trump and Pence ticket is our best way to turn it around. I hope you vote for them, because you know that's where my vote's going. I'm going to keep it brief today. So again, Mac out. Thanks for listening. Thanks, everybody. Let's get the vibe. Let's get the word out. Let's get that media going. Let's get them to turn this thing around. It's going to take all of us to do it now. I know that now. I never expected it to be so difficult. Let's get that media talking about real issues. Thanks, everybody. Thanks again. Mac out. Thank you.